what is the voltage of the battery pack for the E-Ray and the ZR2?
It's the same, and it varies based on where you're talking about, but I think we would call it a 12-volt battery pack. And again, I'm looking for the nod. The high voltage side is 300. The low voltage side is 12. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that around 300 is correct because it's a different number that's close to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Josh. All right, what other question do we have? Oh, I'm sorry, back here with Mike. Oh, I wouldn't be able to speculate on the percentage today. I will say that what you're seeing is a little bit of an inflated percentage of probably our standard run rate, because as we launch the model year, we kind of tip into the new colors. You know, we introduce them one at a time and we tip into them, and because of that launch strategy, we have a curve that we accelerate the color to, and I think you're seeing the peak of that curve today with the Roswell green. So you're going to see probably a higher number of green cars on the line than you will 2 months from now, right? Just because we're kind of filling the pipeline and accelerating that color. But it sure was neat to see, wasn't it? All right, Tom, I don't know about this one.
When you introduce the E-Ray and LEX, what kind of safety precautions did you put in place for folks?
Oh, that's a great question. So Tom's asking about, hey, when you're making an EV, which is really what the front end of a E-Ray or a ZR1X is, what are the safety precautions that put in place? And I'll tell you that General Motors is producing all sorts of EVs across the world now, right? And we have a whole group, a whole division almost, that are dedicated to electrical vehicle safety. And that electrical vehicle safety group, not only do they have an impact on what happens with the vehicle as a final product on the road, but they also feed back into the plant what we like to call the EVOS, the Electrical Vehicle Operating System. So we certainly have high voltage training and the right procedures in place for repairs and handling a live battery pack to keep our employees safe around the electricity. But we also have emergency response plans in case something goes wrong. And I'll tell you that, you know, the factories that end up making the battery packs as well and handling the cells, they have even a higher order of safety standards because of being exposed to not only potentially the voltage, but also the chemicals related to the battery cells themselves. So it becomes a whole new technology in itself, and it's a whole new learning path for all of our employees. And we actually teach all of the employees in the plants what those safety mechanisms are, because everybody's now around an EV, right? And we want folks to know. And then you've probably seen that it's not just for the product and for the people in the plant. You know, of course, our dealers need to learn how to service them safely and all of that. But GM's also done a great job of partnering with first responders, because as they respond to you know, an incident in the field with an EV, it's a different response than with an internal combustion engine or a traditional vehicle, right? So GM's leaned heavily into that whole space, and we have a whole group of people. I would call it a division that's really focused on that.
I'm going to ask you really tough here. What is the projected number of ZR1s to be built in 2026?
We don't give that projection out. I don't give that projection. I can tell you that we're following our production plan. Even the 2025 model year, we followed our production plan. We produced what we expected to produce. You know, that car, it is in high demand. There's no doubt about that. It's meant to be a bit of an elite vehicle. We go through our launch processes to assure that all of our suppliers are producing quality, and so we ramp up the rate over time as we can. And maybe if you follow production numbers closely, you've seen some evidence of the ZR1 production climbing up a little bit. So yeah, we're following our plan, but we don't forecast what we will produce publicly. Another question right there?
Yeah, what is the time frame for this one for having public tours daily?
So we haven't announced a date for public tours daily. You know, we did them a couple weeks ago. Their public tours are this week as well. There's another week that has been announced in the middle of November. And we hope that their museum will be able to announce more public tours soon. So stay tuned to the museum website. Stay tuned to you know, the museum's communications that they send out, and I think you'll be pleased in the near future. Another question over here, please.
I know there's constraints on carbon fiber
Yeah, we've actually had a bit of success recently with improving our constraints on carbon fiber. Our constrained suppliers we work with hand in hand. I can tell you that some of our most constrained suppliers have had visits from folks from the plants, including me, multiple times. And, you know, they've been responding well and increasing their production. And we're actually in a better spot than we have been with carbon fiber, and it continues to improve. It may just be the mix that you were looking at online today, but, you know, we're optimistic of where we are for carbon fiber, and, you know, we look forward, we expect it to continue to get better. Yep.
I think in the last talk on engineers, you said you have like 6 or 8 different suppliers for different parts, and I guess the big one is from Italy. I think that's what it said.
Yeah, we get carbon fiber from a variety of sources around the world, because just like with everything for Corvette, we try to source to the best supplier possible for the quality and what I would call throughput, or the quantity that we need in the plant as well. So our global purchasing team, when we go off the quote, we go all over the world, we evaluate suppliers with a group of subject matter experts, and then we pick the best suppliers to be able to produce the part instead of making the copies. And so yeah, different carbon fiber parts come from different suppliers, and they are sourced globally. That's true. And we will continue to fine tune that over time, right? When we, you know, find a different way or we introduce a different part, you know, we'll tweak our scheme a little bit over time as well, just to get continually improving result. All right. Well, this has been fun. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Congratulations to Theriault I will give a shameless plug for the ZR1 dinner that's tonight, and I think it starts at maybe the dinner's at 5:30 or 5 o'clock, something like that. And then there is a panel. The panel is going to be stunning, if you ask me, because on the panel is Tom Peters from Design. We've got Josh Holder, the chief engineer for all Corvette models, who happens to be standing in the back of the room right now. Jordan Lee, who is the executive chief engineer for our engines. We have Mike Bailey, who is one of our very important program team members, and then we have Ryan Wallace, who's actually the record setter of the ZR1 at the Nürburgring. I'm going to be interloping with them, just kind of hosting the event, but if you think about that group, it's everybody from the conceptual design all the way through driving the car on a racetrack. So that's going to be the panel presentation this evening, so if you get a chance and you can get a ticket, come on in and enjoy dinner, I think, in here this evening, and you get a chance to hear from that panel. Thank you very much for coming.